time here. Good night. All right, well, everybody will fall in as they come in. Let's go ahead and get started here. Y'all ready? Everybody unmute yourself, please. All right, we're starting with our declaration. This is my life.
This is my life.
This is my life.
I declare today my mindset has changed.
I declare today that my mindset has changed.
I am clear about my path.
I am clear about my path.
I walk in the understanding of my finances.
I walk in the understanding of my
finances.
I control my spending habits.
I control my spending habits.
I am not a consumer.
I am not a consumer.
I am an investor.
I am an investor.
My money works for me.
My money works for me.
All things are possible because I believe.
All things are possible because I believe.
I am financially sexy.
I am financially sexy.
And I won't give up.
And I won't give up.
Everybody give yourself a round of applause. So I'm gonna stop sharing screen here real fast. So anybody got any new updates for us on the not real estate yet? Like any other updates as far as credit or anything like that? Or I know Nikosha sending a Nikosha. What you got, Nikosha?
She's muted, I think.
Nikosha.
I got a $2,000 American Express business card.
So you got business credit started now.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Right.
Gonna keep going up and up from there. So Renee not on the call, so I'm gonna tell y'all the story since for her, because she's not here today. But so she went on a girls' trip to Charlotte, North Carolina. Of course, I always tell y'all to fly first class and use your reward points and stuff like that. So she said while she was getting on the plane, the dude said, "Hey, you didn't happen to use American Express to book this?" She was like, "Sure did." She's like, "Well, you priority." So they moved her, bumped her up to priority, and also they said they told her that, "Hey, you can also use the Shantira lounge." So this is the first time she ever been in an airport lounge, and she was like, "They had drinks for me. I had a guy standing behind me as well as a butler. They had all types of food, but she never got to use her perks and rewards card." So
It's just muted.
yeah. So she was very
That's
happy
awesome.
about that. Yeah, so her story.
I need to use mine.
You
That's
use it?
exciting.
I haven't used mine either. I need to go somewhere.
Yeah. Yes.
Take a trip, Coach. Yeah,
Yes, I need one.
it's
She's
awesome.
very excited about that. So I guess I'll go around use this as an opportunity because I was gonna wait for another call after this one, but I really tired. I laid up on the couch with my wife and I'm still sleepy. So Armando, I never got the shampooing done.
Yeah, it sounded like it. Took a nap, huh?
She was late, so nice. I was laid up behind her. We both was knocked out all day.
I do it every once in a while.
Yeah.
Gotta rest.
Your hair looks great.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, I'm like, I didn't know which one you're talking about.
You said you had to do the shampoo. Your hair looks great.
So real estate, what's going on with real estate? So Greg and Dawn just closed on another property today.
Good job.
Congratulations.
So y'all saw that property at 106 with 4,000 down.
Yeah.
So his monthly payment gonna be about $800, $850 to y'all.
748. This is
748.
back when we thought we should be doing 8%.
Oh, okay. So you did an 8% loan at 30 years at
Yes.
still nice look. It's only a couple hundred. It's only almost $100 off. It's still fine. That's good. That's good. So mortgage note can be sold roughly right now in the industry. The last note I sold came in at 87%, and that was Monday. So that's still not bad. So
No, that's fabulous.
yeah, so
Right.
still a good return.
Yeah.
So we're looking at 87% on that one. Who else got real estate deals up in the air? Rochelle,
I have one. This is Rosie. I have one that's up in the air. So we're the inspection should have been done today. I'm just waiting for them to get back.
okay,
You can see what that looks like.
okay. Rochelle, Amanda, where y'all at on y'all standings on any of y'all? I know y'all with Rochelle and
Okay, I'm going to share with you guys, just so you know. Sabor knows already, but I don't know if you guys discussed it. We were a little late to the meeting, but our Bradcrest property, we had a buyer lined up and it was weird. I'm telling you, she put $1,000 in and we thought, you know, she's got $1,000 in, right? Skin in the game. Something must have come up because they backed out of the deal and I guess they just left their money there and it didn't work out. It's a shame because we really wanted the house for them, but we know we just have to pivot and, you know, make it pretty, maybe put some more repairs in the house and market it again and get it ready for someone, you know, if we can get another buyer that is a family that needs a home. So
that came this week, right? That had just happened this week. So it was a surprise, but it's business. You don't always know if it's the right person. You know, you got to go through people to get to the right person, maybe on some of these houses. So, pivot, we have to pivot, make changes, increase value and things like that. So we're just doing it. We're doing what we got to do to get that house to somebody. It's a beautiful home.
Yeah, so we got some bids recently for some work we're going to get done. Should one help to increase the number, more interest, and probably get it moving pretty quickly. Once we get work done, we'll get some photos and it'll show better.
Yeah.
For the most part, I think that's one thing to bring some new blood into the ring, as well as also we have an additional bids going on for our Monette property. That'll be happening one tomorrow and one on Sunday to try to get that one moving as well. So we're just keeping the wheels going. And looking for more.
And Mondo's been in contact with the tenant at Monette. So he just talked to him today and told him, you know, got his availability so we can get a couple contractors over there to do estimates. And he's really excited. He wants to buy the property.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes.
okay.
One comment I have about the one that fell through, I recommended this to the Harrows, is that asking for like 1,000 and then they pay the rest of the down payment and closing, that they come in with the whole down payment as earnest money. That way, if they fall out, we're still getting that full down payment.
Yes.
It could lock them in a little bit further. I mean, that's probably,
I think it's a good idea. What do you think, Sapar? Yeah.
And we're not going to go for big down payments on these as they are as like rent. So, you know, unless they're renters, then they'll get a bigger one. But if they're coming in fresh, like that family was going to be doing a $5,000 down.
Right.
So, you know, we collect just 1,000 and the remainder is due when they close their docs. But just to see how serious they are, you know, we could probably lock them in more securely
a little higher
with that idea.
What do you think, Sapar?
Yeah. I mean, it's fair, but I definitely would say it has to be more fair. Again, I feel like we're getting off on the on our properties. We already know the 4 rules. You buy your property, you fix your property up, you sell a finance your property. And that fixing up is going to wow those people when they walk in their house and they see the rehab work that you have done in that property, right?
Right.
Of course, I'll put my money down there. But if you're asking for $5,000 and the property is not worth it, you know what I mean? It's going to be kind of hard.
How about 3 or 4?
I mean, it doesn't matter what earnest money. I don't care if it's $1 or $2 that you put down. Some people don't put $5 down earnest money. You know, it just makes sure that the property is fair to the people. Again, you know, we're not just about making the money. We also about forcing appreciation in the neighborhood and in that home too. So, you know, it's about buying back the block at the same time, trying to make sure people have a nice home and a nice neighborhood to move into, not just, you know, us as investors trying to make a quick dollar.
Yeah. So it's about ultimately doing the right thing, Sabor, is what it is about. Like when we get the property, you always want to put rehab in it to bring up the value. And like you said, it will change everything on the block, right, Mondo? It'll make it go higher appreciation. So I agree. Yeah.
Are note buyers still worried about BPO values?
Oh yeah, because most note buyers are not, unless you have an appraisal done after you finish your rehab that you send in with the your closing documents. Most 99% of the time, a note buyer is going to order a BPO. they need some type of value. And a BPO, for those that don't know, means a broker price opinion. It's basically what they use is a minor appraiser. It's basically a real estate agent going out to your home or somebody's home and giving them an opinion of how much the value is in your home. If I sell a mortgage loan, if I sell one of the properties to somebody for 150,000, right? And then the BPO comes in at only 50,000, that means that person is upside down. Upside down means they owe more money than the value of that property is worth. Would you stay in a home where you owe more than the value is worth, especially at that dollar amount? You're $100,000 in the hole off value.
Correct.
You know, so that's why it's very important that we force the appreciation. So in like I'm sorry, Stu is new to the call. He's also across the street neighbor of mine, so we always speak. You know what I mean? But so we always talk about business and stuff like that. But so because he in my neighborhood, me and him, we have probably close to 200,000 in equity alone because houses in our neighborhood, right? Even though we bought a little smarter, but we still have houses. If the market tanked today, we may lose that 200K, but we will still be at an even line. We won't be negative, you know, because we have so much overage right now. If some of the houses that we sell on seller financing, if the market tanked today, you want to make sure your buyers are close to even and not way below. You know what I mean? Again, if that property, if I sold for 150 and if BPO came at 50, if the market tanked tomorrow, that means they're probably only worth 15,000. So we're not helping the community out by just giving them. We're going to end up. You ever heard of what's the renter name? That's the renter landlord, the people that just be giving people properties and don't slumlord. Slumlord. You're going to be a slumlord of mortgage notes. You're just giving people properties and not fixing them up. So you're going to end up becoming a slumlord of mortgage note. Any note investor that look at that note, they're going to turn away and run because they already know that there's no value in these properties.
Right.
Easy for someone to walk away. Yeah.
You're right. And not only that, but as an investor, you're an investor, right? If I came to any of you and I said, hey, I'm going to give you $10 for your $100, but your but anybody would do that?
No.
You know what I mean? Is that an investment? Is that an investment? If I say I'm gonna give you $10, you give me $100. Is that an investment?
No, it's highway robbery.
Exactly. So that's what they're looking at. You're telling me, hey, I want you to give me 87% of this mortgage loan when it's only worth $10. You know what I mean? So we have to make sure that we force the appreciation in our homes. You know, that's again, and it's simple. Painting, flooring, and fixtures is the most common thing that's going to run you anywhere, depending on the rehab of that property. It's going to cost you between in the state you're in. It's going to cost you between $6,000 to maybe $10,000. That's it. Everybody have the lines of credit. They should have the lines of credit that's investing in real estate to do those. And I also tell Armando yesterday, Home Depot business card, 25K. Lowe's business card normally around 35K they start out with. They also offer services. Has anybody ever looked at their services that they offer online?
Home Depot, there's a Home Depot Pro, right? I think it's called Pro, where you order online.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah. Well, they're most of their contractors are pro services. So you can get. Sorry, I would go look for it. Sorry, I'm pulling it up now, sharing my screen. Which one is it? Yeah, that's what you get. Have so many computer screens. I think y'all see the Lowe's one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have they got applications, appliances. I'm saying applications. They got appliances. They got countertop. They got doors, fencing, flooring, windows, bathroom, exterior, garages, all types of stuff. They got more services. So not only by having that credit card, you can actually use their services and use that credit card to pay for that service to get done.
Okay.
So, again, you don't always have to worry about going online to find a painter. You don't have to worry about somebody doing your flooring or your HVAC. You can just contact them and then use your card to pay for that service. Good thing is, I know a lot of people previously, we always told them, a lot of times these are pro services. These are all licensed people too. Not only that, your work comes with a guarantee, a 1 to 2 year guarantee, depending on the service that you get done. But even though these are pro services, they're contractors. Did they Lowe's find these contractors for them, or they sign up for Lowe's to be, get contracts from Lowe's to do jobs? These people, you can get their information. Now you have a contractor for your future endeavors, for all your future jobs. All you gotta do is contact them instead of going through Lowe's this time. Now you can go be cheaper. But this is the best way to go about getting your stuff done when you don't have a contractor and you want to build relationships and you don't want to have to use one of your other credit cards. You can just use your Lowe's service card or your Home Depot service card. You know how hard it is to find good contractors nowadays. Somebody said, well, I can do it Monday. And then they get their money, like, okay, I'm gonna start today. And then they're like, I'll be back Friday because I got some other work to do. You don't want that. You want somebody to complete your jobs as they should. You know what I mean? Finish your job and go on about your business to all your other jobs. A lot of times when you find handyman or other contractors outside, they're gonna have a list of stuff they're gonna tell you that why they can't finish the job in one day.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Plus, you have somebody to complain to just in case the service don't look right. You know what I mean? We got our fence installed at my house here, and they left a whole bunch of bags and all that stuff like that. And I had somebody come. I had Lowe's, called Lowe's. They came out, sent another flatbed and came pick all that debris and all that stuff they left in my backyard. You have a resource to get all that stuff done.
Good, really good.
All right. I'm stop sharing my screen. So we already know the 4th step. You buy your property, fix your property, or force the appreciation in your property. You sell or finance your property to your end user. Normally, I'm going to say 3 months of seasoning. Of course, we got buyers now that are not requiring us 3 months of seasoning, but normally at minimum 3 months of seasoning on that loan. And then you sell that mortgage note. 4 steps. Okay. Now, pulling up on my screen again, some of the recommended documentation that's going to be needed for when you do your closing, because a lot of people are onboarding their loans. Onboarding loans means we have a servicing company. If you own your mortgage now, maybe you're with Navy Federal or USAA or Wells Fargo, whoever. They're not actually managing your loan. Your loan is going to somebody called a servicing company. Even though your invoices, your coupons have the name of your mortgage company on it, there's somebody else servicing them. So basically what a servicing company is, again, they just do all the legwork for your mortgage company. We use Madison Management. So a lot of times when you finish selling your mortgage notes, they're going to need some information from you. So one of them, first off, is going to be the service agreement. I don't know why it's all the way down on the bottom of my thing. I just put them in the order I think of. But you're going to need your service agreement. That's basically allowing them to act on behalf. That service agreement is basically power of attorney. You're giving them
a question. I know, Sabor. Madison, I just noticed on their welcome letter that first payment isn't due for 60 days. Does that sound right?
You can tell them revise that, but normally, we never had that problem. Maybe it's on your welcome letter to the customer.
It's from Madison to the borrower.
Well, it's probably saying 60 just to get them time to set up their ACH payments. Remember, Madison needs to set up an ACH payment, talk to the borrower, and all that stuff like that. So it's probably just your onboarding time. But normally they can pay the 30 days right after they close. Anybody else that had Madison had to wait 60 days to get paid?
No, not 60.
No.
I haven't heard 60.
I was still waiting for some of them to pay. No, they don't have us. I never seen that letter.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Should I ask for future that they don't say 60 days?
Yeah, just tell them don't say 60 days on there. But yeah, it's probably just a welcome letter. I mean, some people do wait 60 days after. I don't want to wait. I get mine. They close on the 1st of May. They gonna get paid next month on this. So on the 1st. But yeah.
Right, when the purchase agreement, when you did the closing, it should have also said when their first payment was going to be due, no?
Yes.
I thought it did.
Yes.
I just saw it today.
So you just want to make sure that aligns with what Madison is doing, because they may not have read that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Madison may not have paid attention. It may just been a template, you know what I mean? Something they already have set in place and just sent you the generic brand of, whatever. So I would definitely tell you take care of that though.
Which
Right.
means you would be behind a month.
Yeah.
Right.
And payments.
Thanks, Rosie.
And your closing. So if I close on April 1st of this year, right? And my loan is 30 years. What day is my loan last payment that I'm going to receive? Is it going to be March of 2053? Or is it going to be May of 2053?
Man.
Anybody knows how that works?
Mm,
So it's
I would say
all-
probably
You're saying the final payment?
Yes.
I'm not quite sure.
I'll go with May.
I'm thinking it's May.
Yeah, May.
It'll be the month before. It's always a
Month
month.
before.
March.
By the time you finish the
Over
30 days, it's the.
So when you send
I
this
guess
stuff
that
over,
makes sense.
so when you send this stuff over, I'm gonna make sure everybody keeps this stuff. This is what we normally build our files off of after we finish doing our closing. You need your buyer's application. Your buyer's application is gonna have their social security number, current address, all that, their job, all that stuff on a regular application. You need to make sure you keep that. That's original. You need to make sure you make a photo of that. You need your purchase agreement, ink signature, or either an e-signature of that purchase agreement. Those documents, both of those will go over to your title company or closing company. I don't recommend actually going online and searching out a title company. I would always recommend for everybody to find a closing attorney, a real estate attorney, because most title companies, what you're going to end up doing anyway, they're going to send it over to a real estate attorney anyways. They outsource, you know what I mean? So in mine would just kill kill two birds with one stone and just find you a real estate attorney to do your closings. Again, we already know the purchase agreement. Now the documents underneath are what the closing attorney is going to require from you. If you're closing a deal or selling a deal in the business, you need to have an article of organization. You need to have basically a LLC organization or some type of operation agreement for your business. They're going to need that. I know people don't understand that and they wait to get your closing. The attorney asks for their the LLC or the article of organization, and everybody's thrown off. They like don't know how to pull it. Most of you guys that have done deals, you probably got stuck with that before, and you had to run online and print it out. Sometimes some states are going to charge you for that. Some states charge you for a copy of your article of organization, and it is in good standing. So I just want to make sure everybody aware that you need that when you get ready to close your deals, especially if you're closing your deals under a business name. Of course, your closing documents. Depends on who you close with. My attorney, I want to say, is normally 18 pages or maybe less of closing documents. It's just basically a closing settlement statement, a copy of the mortgage note, the any type of insurance or liabilities that they're going to pick up, and also the warranty deed. It's just very simple documents. It's not, your package might be this big altogether, but those are documents that you're going to need. And of course, the last thing you always, I don't care what it is, you keep the original ink signature of your mortgage note. Every note buyer is going to ask you, do you have the original ink signature of the note? So if you ever make sure your closing attorney send you the originals, he keeps the copy. You need the original ink signature from your borrower. Always, okay? Sometimes the closing attorney, especially if you're not at the closing attorney take those documents and then mail them off or send them and get them e-signed or e-recorded, whatever, and then they hold it in their office as a trustee. Sometimes you have to call your closing attorney and say, can you please send me all the original ink signature documents? Yes, Rosie.
Didn't know that.
So one of the things that happened to me, I had asked for the original, and their secretary sent it to the wrong address, a typo. And I called, like a few days later, telling them I never received the document. And she says, this is the address that she sent it to. That was not my address.
Wow.
So just as a, point of reference, I guess, or warning, always just ensure that before they send it, have them call you to let you know that they just sent it, and just verify the address that they're sending it to. So, yeah.
So,
and that's just one of the things from being out of town, right? Like,
So there are things that you can always remember. There are two, I call them the AA. You like Alcohol Anonymous. I call it the AA. So if you ever lose a mortgage note, or if you ever break chain, so the assignment will follow the mortgage, right? An assignment will follow the mortgage. If you ever lose the mortgage, the mortgage itself, you can always do an assignment of mortgage, right? But what's going to happen if you ever lose the mortgage note, you're going to need an affidavit of note. But the affidavit would state that there was an original ink copy signature and it got lost or whatever. Somebody misplaced it. Like in Rosie's situation, it was mailed to the wrong address. So you'll have an assignment that will follow any missing chain in the mortgage note, and then you have an affidavit for anything that followed the mortgage, the actual documentation, the AA of the group.
Oh, okay.
All right. So anybody got any questions on those so I can get back to our go ahead.
Support. I just have a question. So I don't believe, I have to check the file, but that one in St. Louis, Missouri, the Strathmore one, I don't think I kept the original ink. So I could go back to the title company and ask them to send me the original and they make a copy for the file.
Oh yes, you need it. Yeah. If they don't have it there at their office, a lot of times most attorneys probably forget to send it out, and their secretaries will just file it until you ask for it.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to go and ask for it because we didn't know that.
You're always going to need the documentation for it, everybody. And if you don't have it again, if there's a break in my assignment, I mean, if there's break in title, what is that? What I'm gonna need? What?
Affidavit.
If there's a break in title, if the chain of title, the chain is broken. The chain is broken. I'm gonna need an assignment to put it back together, right?
Right.
If something is lost with the documentation, I'm gonna need an affidavit. I need something to put it back together.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right, so let's hurry up, get Stu up this call because he's just been working all day, y'all. So both me and my neighbor work from home. Every time we come outside, he'd be like, he goes slackers. All right, so I'm sharing screen. Let's go. Let's build get y'all off this call. Anybody else have any questions about their deals or anything that's going on that they want me to talk about or want to talk about with the group? Everybody good?
Yeah.
All right. So let's build this person out. Let's get this person debt free here. So we have somebody that has a mortgage payment. Everybody get the calculators ready?
Yeah.
All right. So we have somebody with a mortgage payment of $2,600. They have one car payment of $475 with a remaining balance of $17,000 on the car loan. We have one credit card for $135 a month with a $16,000 limit. We have another one for $75 a month with a $6,000 limit. They have a savings account of $4,500 and they have an income of $64,000. I don't know when none of my found it here. Y'all ready?
Mhm.
Everybody? All right, let's get this person debt free. What's the first thing we're gonna do here?
Figure out their cash flow first.
Okay, so what is their monthly cash flow?
$13.90.
All right, so you told me $13.90. Mr. Stu, is the first time on a call. Keisha, tell them where you get that number from.
I added up all of their monthly expenses and then subtracted their monthly income from, I subtracted the monthly expenses from the monthly income.
Okay. So $13.90 is their monthly cash flow. So it's basically know that number, Mr. Stu and I call. That means income minus expenses make your cash flow. How much money you have left over after all your bills. All right. So we got $13.90 as cash flow. What do we do next? Anybody?
Let me see here.
Take the savings and you pay off the debt that's due. So pay off the credit cards first.
Okay. So in our program, there's no reason for me to have a savings if I have outstanding debt. So Keisha's second step is correct. So what you're going to do is take that second savings account and you're going to drop it onto the outstanding balances of those credit cards. What that's going to do is bring you. So we have credit card one for $1,500 remaining, and the second one was for $880. You're going to use that savings and pay off that dollar amount. Okay. So you're still gonna have some money left over. It's $4,500. So, and plus you bring back that monthly payment back into your household. Okay. So we cleared the credit card, both credit cards, and only thing that we have outstanding is that's amortized now is going to be how much money is left?
I got something.
Go ahead.
Okay. So what is the case if you don't really have a savings? Your savings is just there really just to be a savings because it's really being used for bills and stuff in credit card payments and stuff like that. It's already, but it's not enough to pay off any credit card.
So is it you're saying you're basically making monthly payments right now, so it's already calculated in, right? Your credit card payments are calculated into that savings.
It's accounted for. But I got TSP and all of that stuff. But
we ain't gonna talk about your personal right now, but we can meet up and go through that though. But
all right.
not to be funny. I just don't like, you know what I mean. So with this call is being recorded. So
I got you.
Yeah. So what we'll do is normally in that situation, we will free up your cash flow. We will find the tools and show you the tools to free up your cash flow. And that can be, again, utilizing some of the steps that you haven't even probably witnessed before. And a lot of times that come with moving all your debts over to your lines of credit, which we're going to talk about in a minute. And that way that monthly payment is always going to be factored into all your other expenses. So it'll make so much more sense once you start doing it.
Yep. Okay.
All right. So after paying 2 credit cards off, there's $2,200 left. Right? Everybody got the same number, me? Mm-hmm. All right. So now we already know the monthly expenses and all that stuff that we have is $1,725. We have one credit card for $16,000 and another one for $6,000. What is my limit? What is my total limit that I'm allowed to use?
76.
22.
22.
Hello, anybody? So it's $22,000 that I have in available credit with those 2 credit cards.
You're allowed to use $6,600 in total, which is 30% of your value.
Okay, so all of my total credit cards, we add them up, but in my total value, we can't be like Rochelle and Armando sitting up on $1 million, but you know, some of us gotta be small. So you got $22,000 in credit. So then we use 6,000 of that. We only allow to use 6,000 because anything over 30%, my credit score is going to tank. Okay. So we only allow to use 6,000.
Huh? I'm saying 6,600.
Well, 6,600. Yeah, 6,600. We said well, 6,600 is 30% of the 22,000. We can't go over that because then our credit score is going to tank, right? So now we freed up both credit cards. So we were paying 135 on one and we were paying 75 on one. Because we just freed those up, I'm gonna take my highest card for the 16,000. All of my monthly expenses, utility bills and everything are going to go onto that 16,000. Step 3. Now, if I have a cashback rewards cards, I'm getting cash back for all the monthly expenditures that I would normally pay for anyway. So all these years that I paid and never got any money back for, all the food and all the stuff like that, you know. And again, it does sound weird to you, Stu, but we have people here pulling in probably like close to $1,000 every month cash back reward just from their household expenses.
Nice.
So, yeah, so now remember my monthly cash flow was $1,390. Plus, I got rid of the $135 and plus the $75. So, what is my new cash flow?
1,600.
1,600 even. So I just freed up money where I didn't have money before, right there, Stu. And I increased my monthly cash flow already. So let's help him out now. So we have a car. We have a car loan. We don't worry about the mortgage now because it's the highest. We don't pay off the credit card, so they can be taken off the board. And we're getting rid of the savings because that can be taken off the board. Currently in the savings, we have $2,200. What I'm going to do with that $2,200? Anybody help me out here?
You're going to put it to. Go ahead, Nicosia.
Place it on that car payment.
You're going to drop it on principal only on that car loan.
Mm-hmm.
So that went down. Now my car loan went down from 17,000 to 4,800. 14,000.
How do you drop it only on how do you commit it only to principal? You have to tell the bank, the loaner that like specifically?
Yeah, just say principal only. I want to make this payment to principal only. You're allowed to make principal only payment that way it brings down. If you do not tell the principal only banks, they want to get the interest payment off you, right? So then what they're going to do is they're going to they're going to save that extra money until each payment is due. Then they'll drop that month payment on there, and then whatever they'll keep dropping those payments on there instead of dropping it to principal. That's how they get their money off you.
When I had my car payment, I had to call them and just tell them to just put it to principal.
I guess most people don't know. They don't know that you can call a bank, and I didn't know. You can just call the bank and say, "Hey, I just want this. I want my money to go where I want it to go."
It's your right. You know what I mean? It's your right.
As long as you're current, it should be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you're current. I was about to say that too.
Right. Okay.
All right. So now we have 14,800 left on that car loan. Let's get together a plan to pay off this car loan as fast as possible. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get close to the dollar amount before I pull it up. Should have had this ready. Don't laugh at this interest rate on this, y'all. I'm just doing this so we can get close to this number. Y'all can be like, what?
That's fine.
Let's see here.
38%.
I'm in the meeting.
All right, so I'm going to use this number here. It's getting close to the. Stop sharing my screen real fast if I can find out what I did with it. Oh, here we go. All right, let's get back here. Share my screen again, guys. Screen 3. All right, so we have $14,800 left. Do not pay that interest rate no attention. I just put it there to get close to that. I think just put it there to get close to this dollar amount, 475. All right, so we already know that he just got rid of all the savings, right? So now what do we have to work with to pay this thing, his rest of his car off? We have to look at his current cash flow, right? So his current cash flow is going to be $1,600 a month. Correct? All right, so what we're going to do with the $1,600, Stu, is that we're allowed to use 30% of our monthly cash flow. We already know that we can use $6,600. Just for example, I'm going to come in a little bit smaller to help everybody out, but I'm not small. So we're going to take $5,000 from our credit card. Okay. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to that same bank. I say I want to drop $5,000 on principal only. That brought my loan all the way down to $9,000 and like $9,500, close to $9,500. How do I pay back this $5,000? Anybody?
Keep using the card?
No.
No. Okay.
What's your cash flow? The $1,600 cash flow.
Use your $1,600, the money left over cash flow. This is what's called paycheck parking. So now what I'm going to do every month is that I get paid, I'm going to drop. Remember, I moved all my bills and everything over to that credit card.
Oh,
so
that's right.
Nothing should be coming out of my checking account. That credit card becomes my new checking account.
Okay.
Everything flows through that, right? So what I'm going to do now is every time I get paid, I drop all that money back on all my whole credit, my money back to that credit card. That's called paycheck parking. But not only that, I'm paying it down by my monthly cash flow, the money that I have left over every month. But because I know that I have $1,600 a month in cash flow, we're going to take $1,600 and divide it by 5,000. The 5,000 is what I took off my credit card. It should take you roughly 3 months to pay back $16,000. I mean, $5,000 from your monthly cash flow. Okay. So every 3 months, what I'm going to do is pay this off. So 1, 2, 3, and on my 4th month, I'll be dropping another 5,000 from that. Now, if you look, now my loan dropped down to almost $3,700. 3 months later, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pay back my 5,000. All I'm doing is paycheck parking. It's not even going to look like you're really paying it down, because all you're going to do is keep putting all your money back that you make into your household back to that card. Sometimes it's going to be faster, sometimes it may be slower, but in average, you should be paying it down by your monthly net cash flow. Okay. So then if you look 3 months later, 1, 2, 3, on my 4th month, I only owe $2,100 left on that car loan. I'll take the remaining balance off that car loan and pay it off to zero off the credit card, because again, you're getting cash back rewards for all those expenditures. All right. So now that I did that, I just paid off a car in 9 months. In 9 months, less than a year. That car payment was $475. That increases my monthly cash flow. I'm stopped. Can anybody have any questions on this? I know I go fast, but y'all seen this a million times, but I just want to make sure Stu is good with this.
Well, if I'm not good, I'll come to your house.
I got you. We'll get you later. We got you later. So now that you paid off your credit card, I mean, you paid off both credit cards and you paid off your car, it was the only expense on here left besides utilities, food, and the mortgage. Okay. So stop sharing screen, going back to my other screen real fast. So we have all these, this is gone. The second line is gone, X out. Now, what is my new cash flow? How much money I have now? I was at $1,600. Now I just paid it. Now I receive $475 back into my household every month because I don't have to make that car payment. What's my new net cash flow? Simple.
1,600 plus 475, whatever it was.
Yeah, 475. So you have
1,075. No, wait. Yeah.
175.
$2,075.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, 2,075.
We have $2,075 that you just brought back. So starting from $1,300, so you end up increasing your monthly cash flow. Now, I don't have again, I don't have anything else on here that's amortized besides my mortgage. Now, I can do the same thing with my mortgage. I don't put a remaining balance on the mortgage side. I just want to, I know, we normally do the plan and attack the mortgage, but I just want to leave everybody with this, the simple stuff first. Now you clear this up. Now we got to start building our credit line. And by doing these things, by showing the bank that you're paying these things off, they're going to be building, they're going to throw in your credit lines. They're going to throw in your credit lines. And at the same time, your credit scores be jumping because all this stuff is working simultaneously. You're paying off debts at accelerated rate. You're building a banking relationship because you show them that you know how to pay off your bills. And then they're going to just start throwing you more lines of credit. Not only that, your coach is going to teach you how to apply for your lines of credit. So you should be getting, lines of credit, 20, 40, 50, lines, $50,000 cards. Now, getting back to that part before I end here, just because you have those type of lines of credit don't mean you're supposed to use them. I know that we come from a culture or background where we're told we're not allowed to have good things in your life. And sometimes, soon most people get these lines of credit, they gone. You don't see them no more. Their job fell off the call or whatever. You talk to them or find them. Oh man, we on balloon our deck, man. Me and my wife went on vacation first. What's the first thing you're supposed to do when you get these lines of credit?
Assets.
Find passive income. Buy assets. Let those assets pay for you.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
People see all these cars in my driveway, and they be like, "Oh man, you got some nice cars." They're my assets. You know what I mean? They're producing and making us money every month. Real estate is making us money every month. So now when I want to go buy and do something, I have it. I don't go on vacation first. I don't go to buy stuff first. I don't go buy, couches, whatever, video games, whatever I want to go buy. I don't buy those first. I buy my assets that's going to be bringing in me residual income. Because if I lose my job today or tomorrow, guess what? I have enough passive income coming in to sustain me. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. They're just banking on that job. But if that job shut down, especially right now with the interest rates going up, that means a lot of jobs are going to start laying off employees in order to adapt to the current situations of our economy. Same thing. And not that they want to lay you off, is that they have to lay you off. Same thing. You may have to call a credit card and say, I can't make this payment right now because interest rates are so high. Whatever you have to go through. So we have to remember that it's all about building passive and generational wealth first, then your pleasures. So again, if we're getting you, $300, $400, $1 million lines of credit, and I hate to always pinpoint them but I love their I love how they hold on. So again, Rochelle and Armando, they've been breadwinners since the day one they came to the program. They're pushing over $1 million now in lines of credit. They don't go stupid. I never called them once and say, "Hey, so boy, we're on the cruise and with my feet up and I'm with the ring and teeny." What I mean? They came in. I got their lines of credit and they went and bought properties. They have multiple properties, even from rentals, whatever. They never came in and say, "So boy, you got us $1 million line of credit. We about to go to Dubai."
Crazy.
I'm like, bro, you're going to Dubai. I've had people literally tell me these things, yo. Oh, we're on a cruise. We're going to Dubai. We're doing this. And you don't even have a performing asset yet. You're just building more debt up. You're ballooning your debt before you build a passive income base. You have to make sure you build assets first. Yes. There's no reason that anybody should be like that. And I'm just gonna leave it like that because I know people will start dropping off the call because they think I'm pinpointing them out. I ain't put no names to it, but if it hurts, it hurts. I ain't gonna put no name to it, but if it hurts, it hurts. All right. I'm just saying like that. All right. So but anyway, so we freed this person up from all their smaller debts. Only thing they have now is they amortize mortgage. They can do the same steps. They want to go back and ask for credit line increases. The higher credit lines that you have, the more that you can take off those credit cards. For example, if they went and put stuff up, the credit score would have shot up, right? They went back to their mortgage company and say, "Hey, I need an investment mortgage." They would have joined that program, bought a little $50,000, $60,000 property, put like $5,000, $10,000 repairs, seller finance it for $130,000, $140,000. They just made 100% ROI on their money in 1 month. Pay back the bank their little money, and they would have took the $50,000-$60,000 and rinse and repeat the program until they get to where they feel safe. Same thing that we're doing in the program now. But again, we cannot skip steps. You know, it all starts with velocity banking. And then when we get in the real estate part, we cannot skip steps. Y'all make my job harder. I get yelled at by I mean, because we're sitting on mortgage notes now. We have performing mortgage notes, but no buyers because they don't like the values in the property because we did forced appreciation, or we did a land contract instead of a regular closing. Anything that can mess it up, that like anything can mess up a loan. You know, we all seen it. On anybody that's been buying real estate with us for this far. This long, you've seen no deal is the same. Every deal is you have a set rules, but everything changes often. It can be the borrower, it can be the title company, whatever. It can be your own emotions, whatever. Everything changes. So we just have to be careful and make sure that we keep following the 4 basic steps of the program. And then make sure when you're building your credit lines, I don't care if it's personal or business, that you remember 30%, and also to make sure you're not using it just to buy assets. Cheapest asset that you can buy. I keep telling everybody now, this young boy is winning over here. The cheapest asset that you can buy is going to a regular car lot, not the CarMax or anything like that. Go to the cheapest car lot. Say, hey, I want your oldest car that's still good. They're normally running looking at their cars in the $10,000 range. Their lot. You'll buy it from them for $7,000. So they're going to detail it before you take it, but you're going to take it to another detailer as soon as you leave it. Another $100 you just had out of the pocket done. Put a for sale sign on that car. Owner will sell a finance. You just making yourself passive income. $1,000 down, you got your $1,000 back from out of your closing or whatever, out of the purchase price. And you sell a finance that car for 5 years at a certain interest rate. You know, that's what we're doing now in our household. And it's just the easy. It's very, very simple and easy. It's a simple contract. You get the title. You take that person down to the title company with you. They sign the back as the new owner, and you sign your name as a lien holder. Now you're getting $500-$600 a month because the interest rate's a little bit higher on the seller finance car loan just as a mortgage loan. You just made $500 passive income every month. That's why you don't see that car, Stu. That's why you don't see that a Kia that we had in the yard no more. No, we sell a finance to somebody that needed to, couldn't get traditional lending on the car. So we make it work.
So you sold the car?
Yep, we did a seller finance. We sold it to somebody that used to come to pick the car from Toro all the time. Mm-hmm. And we sold it to her, so now we get a passive income. She makes a payment, and the beautiful thing is this girl makes her payment every 2 weeks. So she splits her payments out. She splits her payments out. So the extra, that money comes in handy. And $250 may not sound like a lot to some people, but $250 take care of those people. It's take care of those credit card debts that most people will have run out without even making them any type of passive income.
Right.
And again, all this is about income, creating an income. And the more income you create, the more cash flow you increase, the faster you can pay stuff off. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. But anyways, it is my time. It is your time. Anybody have anything they want to ask me before we get off the call?
Hey, yeah, so boy, I had something. We talked about this weeks ago about the seller financing the cars. In the coming weeks or months, you think that might be something we can have a class on? The difference of, seller financing vehicles versus, traditional real estate?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's no problem. We can definitely do that. I'll probably put something together for y'all next week because, and the reason why I say cars, because buying cars is much cheaper and is a performing asset. It's much cheaper than buying real estate. A lot of us, when we do real estate deals, we partner up to spread out the cost. With a car, you don't have that much. You don't have to spread out the cost. But of course, you could do that with your family, your friends. Hey, give me $4,000. You give me $4,000. Let's go buy this vehicle. You know what I mean? Now you just got to create a passive income for your family and your kids or whatever.
That makes sense. Complexity. Hey, also for everybody, I don't know if you saw, I came across an article today. I put it in the chat. The government is considering allowing banks to limit the amounts that people can withdraw from from their bank accounts since the Silicon Valley stuff happened last month. So that's just something to be aware of. Yeah, they starting to think about trying to control more ways to control what we take and put in our bank account.
Yeah. So I just put on here. So a lot of people think, well, if I sell a finance a car loan, is there an exit strategy for as a mortgage note when we sell our mortgage note to other investors? There are hundreds of car auto loan buyers. So I'm just putting on the screen. You don't have to get stuck with waiting to receive payments for the next term, 5 years. There's hundreds of more like mortgage note buyers. There are hundreds of auto loan buyers. Okay, so just want to make sure y'all know that. Some people will buy bulk, some people will buy individual. So if you go bulk, and most times they're basically like a tape of mortgage loans that I get. You have to have at least 5 on there in order for you to sell the bulk. So if they ever call you and say we buy bulk, if you ever, but hey, I'm going to get ready to sell a car loan. So we don't buy individual, we buy bulk. That means you have to have at least 5. Okay.
Yep.
Right. All right. Well, y'all have a blessed one. I will see y'all next Friday. Anybody need me, y'all know my number. Give me a call and we'll make it work. Everybody good? No questions?
Yep.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Oh, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mama Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Greg. All right, y'all.
Good night, y'all.
Y'all be blessed.
Good night.
Y'all be blessed. Bye. Say that again, Brian. Give me a call, Brian.
All right, that's what I was gonna ask. I'm gonna call you.
Yes, sir.